You want me to put that on my todger?
This one's wife. The trauma tourist does not learn. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. At the end of last week, this one's wife popped up in Pasadena, and she was roundly and rightfully criticised by many people for being a disaster tourist, a trauma tourist, a grief ghoul. Whereas other celebrities made donations and stayed out of the way, allowing the first responders and volunteers to get on with the effort of helping those affected by the fires, this one's wife and Prince Harry turned up, did very little other than be photographed. And it was quite clear that the whole thing was orchestrated for the purposes of publicity for this one's wife. As I explained at the time, her actions are driven by her narcissism, which causes her to insert herself in the tragedy to make it all about her. She harnesses the misfortune of others in an attempt to make her look good. It is a cynical exploitation by her narcissism and entirely commensurate with somebody who has no emotional empathy and is self-serving and manipulative. Unsurprisingly, the fact that it could be seen to be self-serving and essentially was unhelpful, if anything, she detracts from what the efforts that are made by those who've got something to offer with regard to the provision of assistance, and she gets in the way. Many people criticised her across mainstream media, most notably with Justine Bateman airing her views, and of course across social media. Her supporters suggested that she was being helpful and that other people were jealous, as once again they misused the word and just trot it out without actually thinking about what they're talking about. Their knee-jerk Pavlovian response to any criticism of this one's wife. This one's wife naturally did not take a moment to reflect and think, actually, I've misjudged the situation, I've gone and done another Uvalde, and I'm quite rightfully criticised by people. I'll stay away, make a donation, and keep a low profile. Not for her. First of all, she doubles down by responding, suggesting that she's offended by Justine Bateman's comments. Not only can she not turn the other cheek, but she has to ensure through the media that she makes out that she's hurt because she's offended by this criticism, demonstrating the thin-skinned nature of this woman's wife when it comes to criticism and how it manifests as a threat to control. But she doesn't stop there. Undeterred, she decides to show up again, and as Jane Hertz reports, this one's wife spotted at new LA fire relief effort, despite being branded a disaster tourist by critics. Now, many other people would not have made the mistake that she made to begin with, but if they had, they would have looked at the response and thought, I've buggered that one up, haven't I? Okay, keep a low profile, let it blow over, don't repeat the mistake. This one's wife doesn't. Her narcissistic trait of defiance causes her to think, who are you to judge me when I'm doing kind things? Who do you think you are to criticise me when I'm turning up and doing good? You're all horrible, awful people. And I'm going to demonstrate to you that you don't impact upon me because I'm going to go and help out some more because I am a good person. I'm going to put on my LA baseball cap to demonstrate that not only am I from Los Angeles, but I can also dress down. I'm going to turn up with some large bags bearing the name of the place from which I cribbed these freebies and make it look like I'm the one that's doling out these goods. The reporter explains this one's wife has been spotted visiting a new Los Angeles wildfire relief effort, despite the backlash she's faced for being a disaster tourist from critics. Over the past week, wildfires have ripped through Los Angeles, causing horrifying mass devastation, with many, including stars like Leighton Meester and Adam Brody, losing their homes. This one's wife and her husband, the Prince of Pink Pancakes, were seen last Friday hugging victims at an evacuation centre in Pasadena. But it looks like the Duke and Duchess have also been working with the Pasadena Girls Fire Recovery Fund. The couple donated to the cause, which of itself is a good thing to do, but naturally, this one's wife has to ensure it's publicised. It's not about the actual act of being kind, it's about being seen to be kind, because that's what matters to this one's wife. The cause was launched by 14-year-old Avery Colvert to support teenage girls in her community to regain their sense of self and confidence after the fires. They donated through the Archwell Foundation. In other words, they used other people's money to make them look good. In a new video posted to Instagram by Pasadena girls, this one's wife can be spotted talking to a young girl in what looks like a parking lot as she lugged multiple bags, presumably full of donations, in her arms. You can decide what you think was in there. Spare copies of The Bench of Stench, jam jars, possibly ARO merchandise which will never be sold, possibly shavings of Harry's Fanta pubes. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. The video that this one's wife was featured in was a compilation of short clips taken from their donation hub as they invited students and teens displaced by the fires to shop and work with stylists for free. And in this, she was seen attempting to hug the young lady with red hair, something I've commented about in a separate video. But here she is again. She doesn't learn from the criticism, and it's not unjustified criticism. It isn't as if people have been unfair. They have rightfully pointed out the way that she has behaved, and as a consequence, it results in her doing what she's done before, being defiant, seeking the fuel, seeking to assert control through publicity. She doesn't learn because she's incapable of understanding that what she's doing is wrong. Whenever you criticise this one's wife, she doesn't go, "Oh, you're right, actually," not with any genuine insight. What she simply thinks is, "Who are you to tell me what to do?" And her narcissism tells her that whatever your criticism is, it's born from a place of hatred. She's incapable of analysing the situation objectively to realise that people make many forceful and accurate points about her behaviour. It goes through a distortion field, and when it comes out the other side, it simply tells her, "There's no basis for this criticism. This is gratuitous. This is meaningless. This is just people hating and being racist and being misogynist." And this is the mantra that is taken up by her dumb fuck supporters, who are utterly incapable of ever understanding the evidence and just simply, like a toy with a string that you pull out of the back of it, they go, "You don't know her. You're jealous of her. You wanted to marry Prince Harry," etc., etc. Fuckwits, the lot of them. This one's wife, her excuse, if you will, is her narcissism. It means she just doesn't see it. She can't read the room. She doesn't get it, and she never will. This is why she's doomed to repeat these mistakes, why she continues to be the trauma tourist, having done it first at Uvalde, then turning up at Pasadena, and then turning up this time in relation to the Pasadena girls video. She just cannot help herself. And it means that she receives yet more criticism, which of course her narcissism will brush to one side as part of the nullification of the threat to control. Nevertheless, what are people's responses to this? Orest writes, "Normally I wouldn't say anything against someone helping out during a disaster, but it does seem like they were there to get a photo opportunity and possibly some good publicity for a change. Not the way it's worked out. The best thing these two can do is go away for several years, but we all know that's not going to happen." Tuppence. People in the United States can't fathom why this pair were given a tour around the cordoned-off disaster zone that even those who lost their home couldn't enter, as they were walking amongst the ruins that were people's homes, and all filmed with an entourage as security in tow. This one's wife did similar at Uvalde, with rumours she brought a camera crew in tow, which has been denied, I believe. Bilbo Baggins. If she didn't want this damage control PR stunt revealed, she would have had the items delivered anonymously or asked the charity not to say she made the donation. Other celebrities can do it. Even the photos look staged. Either way, or the bags facing the camera. I wish, just for once, this one's wife would be less calculating. Well, she isn't actually that calculating at all. This is why she makes these mistakes. What she does is she just reacts, guided by her narcissism instinctively, and turns up doing a photo opportunity, turns up showing off the merchandise, making it all about her. Jay Mitchell observes she hasn't donated anything. Other people have. She is just playing the part of generous benefactor. WPGMB observes on the photograph between this one's wife attempting to hug the lady with the red hair, stating this girl has her arms crossed, a sign that people don't want to be touched, and appears even to take a small step back. Just back off, this one's wife. Not everyone wants you there. I'm hoping the disaster tourist label will stick and be the end of them. They had no right to be at someone's home when the owners couldn't. They hold no office. They don't represent anyone. They are not elected officials, not even residents of Los Angeles. They really offer nothing. It is time officials, the real ones of Los Angeles, should step in and say, go to your home and Monte shit show and stay out of the way. E515 states, Harry's absence hints he knew they went too far, while this one's wife appears to be box-ticking after the social media backlash. Carry a bag to imply donations. Surely it should be full. Talk briefly without hugging and stage a quick helping moment, and don't forget a camera crew. This may fade soon, but a delayed show means weeks of self-promotion to follow. Expect her tomorrow or soon, likely with a TV reporter to tick one more box, delivering her new rehearsed speech. Plenty of criticism, demonstrating that her defiance once again backfires. She doesn't learn, she can never learn, and she'll just keep on making these mistakes. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.